I wanted to ask you a little bit about your live show because, you know, I was thinking about you playing with the orchestra, which is awesome, and you've done a lot of solo work. But, you know, you seem to be playing bigger stages. And how is it to be just you and this small instrument on this big
Yeah,
stage?
it's you know the last few years I've just been touring solo, just with one ukulele,
Yeah.
and it's great. You know, it's because you learn so much about yourself, and you really have to hone in on all the subtleties, right? You know, when it's just you up there and it's instrumental music, you know, there's so much that you need to be aware of. You know, your tone, your attack, your pacing, you know, how you connect, your sensitivity, and just taking in the audience. You know, being sensitive to the audience and trying to you know, make sense of it all, right? But this is actually this year. You know, we just started up a new tour. It's called the Uke Nations Tour, and this is the first time that I'm doing a tour like this where I'm using now multiple ukuleles. You know, so I have 3 ukuleles with me in the show, and 2 tenors, 2 Kamaka tenors, and a Kamaka baritone. And I like that because, you know, just like guitars, you know, ukuleles have, you know, they can be made by the same person, can be the same model, but they just have different tonal characteristics to them. I have this baritone ukulele that's over 40 years old, and it sounds so gorgeous, you know. And then of course I have my 2 tenors, which is what I'm used to playing. That's my main instrument, and you know, one has this really just this milky, warm, you know, buttery tone to it, and then the other one, which is my newer one, just has this really powerful punch to it, you know, nice attack. So, you know, for the more aggressive things, it works well. But then for the ballads, yeah, my other one, it just really sings. I mean, it plays so effortlessly. And I've had that one for about 9 years, almost 9 years now. So, you know, and I think like every instrument, you know, it evolves, and it like guitars. I mean, exactly like any other acoustic instrument. So, you know, having the different ukuleles adds a lot to the show, I think. And then you know, when I was a teenager, I really got into you know, looping and using electronics, you know, to manipulate the tone of my ukulele. I got into electric guitar players a lot. That's why. So I would spend a lot of time with you know, figuring out different combinations of you know, distortion pedals with amps, and you know, kind of all that stuff. So I kind of brought some of that back for this tour as well. And then there's an addition, the addition of a bassist on this tour. So that's been a lot of fun because now I have someone to interact with on stage, and it is nice. You know, it brings a different element to the show, and then it allows me to you know, he can kind of hold down the rhythm, and then it allows me to be free, and there's more of almost like there's like a jam element now to it, you know, which is great.
That's really cool. That's sort of a nice evolution of what you've.
Yeah, you know, slowly, right?
Yeah.
And you know, and it's just, you know, I mean, the more things that you add, you know, to the show, it's just you know, you don't want to, you know, like that. I mean, that's the thing. I just want to do it a little at a time. I don't want to get too ahead of myself and just kind of like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing, but just don't want to get too crazy. But you know, just stepping out a little bit here and there. You know, adding some production, some lights to the show. You know, bringing our own audio and our own stage lighting and stuff. That's, you know, that's been really great.
So you are probably the like ukulele hero out there for for, you know, I'm sure you inspire a lot of, you know, young or aspiring players. Do they ever reach out to you? And
yeah, you know, it's amazing. Like there's at our shows, I mean, the age range, you know, the demographic is incredible. I mean, it's like just these, you know, I mean, children basically to grandparents and everyone in between. And it's so funny because I always go out, you know, to the lobby after a show, and you know, to meet everyone, and it's amazing how many ukuleles come through the line for me to sign, and it just blows my mind, you know. And it doesn't matter where we're playing, I mean, you know, we could be doing a show in like in Hong Kong or Thailand or, you know, in Australia or Canada or anywhere in the U.S. or even in Europe, and man, people are just such big fans of the ukulele. Like, they just come out of nowhere. You know, there are these ukulele clubs and large communities of ukulele players. I mean, everywhere. And I didn't, you know, growing up in Hawaii, the ukulele was always, it's a way of life there. I mean, it's a big part of the culture, and you know, you see it. I mean, everyone owns an ukulele. Everyone knows how to play it in Hawaii. But I didn't realize how popular it was outside of Hawaii until I started traveling.
But somebody told me that they thought its popularity had increased because of you.
Me? No. No, I mean, I really think because of, you know, like the internet.
And
the
other
internet
people,
has, you know, the internet is such a powerful tool now. Like, you can just type in ukulele on, you know, you Google ukulele, or on YouTube, just Google ukulele, and just tons of videos will come up. And it's great because, you know, the ukulele is such a simple instrument to understand that you can just watch someone play a song and you can immediately just pick it up. You're like, oh, okay, he's playing his fingers here, all right, right here. And then, you know, like if you had a video of someone playing the piano or even the guitar, sometimes it's tricky, it's hard, you have to really watch. But because the ukulele only has 4 strings and it's a tiny instrument, you only have 2 octaves to work with. It's very simple. You know, you see someone, you know, and a lot of the chords are just 1 or 2 fingers, so it's just like, oh, I can do that. Oh, I can do that. And they're playing, you know, popular tunes, right? And I mean, you just picked one up. Yeah, so it's fantastic.
But you know, you do see some really big rock bands and pop bands incorporating ukulele as well. So I kind of think that that's helped to kind of bring it into the general mainstream, you know, acceptance.
You know, guys like Eddie Vedder, you know, he's really making the ukulele cool. You know, you got bands like Train, even you know, people like Taylor Swift, or you know, I mean, all the younger people, you know, they wanna pick it up now, and they want to play it because they see someone that, you know, that they idolize, and they're like, oh, you know, she's playing the ukulele, wow, I gotta get one. And you know, so they're picking it up, and it's just fantastic. And then of course, you know, from Hawaii, there was a great version of a legendary musician, you know, back in the day. His name was Israel Kamakawiwo'ole, and he did a beautiful rendition of Over the Rainbow that, you know, was featured in movies and things like that, and you hear it in commercials, you know. So I think there's recently there's just been this kind of you know, boom in ukulele. I mean, I see it in commercials. I mean, I hear it in commercials all the time. It's like, it's an ukulele. You know, when I was growing up, I never heard that.
Yeah.
You know, it's awesome. You see it in movies and everything.
And there's so many great aspects to it. It's portable. It's not that expensive.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. I mean, you can take it to the beach, you know, and what I love about the instrument is it's not intimidating. You know, it's very friendly, it's inviting, and most people who've never played an instrument, you know, they kind of shy away from learning because they think it's too hard. Like if you tell them, oh, why don't you learn the piano or the cello or the violin or the trumpet, they're like, oh no, I can't do that. Even the guitar, they're like, oh, it's too hard. But if you hand them an ukulele, they'd be like, oh, that looks like fun. I think I can do this. You know, there's just really something special about the ukulele.
It's good. There's nothing bad about it.
Yeah, yeah. People feel like they don't have to be musicians to play the ukulele. You know, and I think that's what's great about it.
They have to be musical, perhaps.
No, I mean, I don't think so. As long as you just need one, and that's all. You just have to get your hands on one.
I'll give you that one.